Right now we continue our search both at the landfill and also some ground searches of the surrounding neighborhood, as we indicated. There were some questions regarding the boundaries of our search, and in response to that question, I can just reiterate that it is a 3-mile wide radius from this particular location. So we're continuing to search that area. We also have teams of detectives that are responding to tips as we receive them. Those tips are coming from a wide range of areas, both police communication, folks that are just contacting our law enforcement, our police officers, and following up on those details. We continue to work with the FBI and our additional partners, federal, state, county, and local agencies to continue our efforts to find Isabel. Other than that, if you have some specific questions, I know some of you may have had some specific questions. If I can answer them, I certainly will. Keep in mind, we continue on protecting this investigation as best we can. Some of these questions that you ask, we're not able to answer, so just please bear with us and try to get you as much info as we can.
Are you doing aerial searches?
We have our air support, but this particular helicopter that's up above right now is not the Tucson police helicopter. But we have that available, and it's also searching other areas, assisting us.
Outside the 3-mile radius?
Yes.
We know that you guys are at Columbus and Bellevue. What's going on there?
Again, that goes back to those leads that we're receiving. That's just tips that are being called into the Tucson Police Department, and we have teams of detectives that are quickly dispatched to these areas to follow up on these leads. So anything that comes in, we're responding to it quickly.
And where are the parents at?
The parents are not in the home. They're at another location that we're not going to disclose at this time.
Can you confirm that?
Okay, one other question.
Can you confirm that the 2 dogs brought in was one was a search and rescue, the other was a cadaver dog?
Yes, these 2 canines that were brought in by the FBI are specialty canines. One specializes in the scent detection and identification, and the other canine happens to be a cadaver dog.
So according to the sex registry, it seems there's a registered sex offender that lives on 12th Street. His name is Michael Dimitra. What can you tell us about the gentleman?
What I can tell you is that in this 3-mile wide radius, we've identified 17 registered sex offenders, and detectives have spoken with these individuals. That is a continuing component of our investigation.
Michael Dimitra was the
If he's one of the 17 in this 3-mile wide radius, yes, I'm not going to specifically comment about one particular individual.
Have you
Border
found any?
Patrol is here. Can you tell us if there's any chance you guys suspect the child's been taken to Mexico, could be on its way to Mexico, and are you suspicious of the father's criminal past, and maybe there could be a ransom, drugs involved?
No, that's not the case. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection is, again, one of the many federal agencies that have reached out and are assisting us, and we're thankful for that. Border Patrol happens to have very good skills at working in this washes, desertish areas. They have the equipment for that, and they're assisting us in that capacity. But there's no indications that would lead us to believe that that's the case, at least in what you referred to, the child being taken elsewhere. No.
Can you divulge any more about the father's criminal past? I know in the prior press conference you guys did speak on that. Can you speak about that now?
No, I'm not prepared to speak about
When will you
him.
be releasing the 911 call?
We're working on that right now, but again, due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, it's one of those areas that we're not quite ready to release. You have to be extremely cautious in these types of investigations that we don't release information, crucial information, prematurely or in such a manner that could compromise our investigation.
Can you reach back to them?
Landfill and describe some of the work that's going on there.
Okay. The landfill is Los Reales landfill.
How far is it?
It is approximately 6 miles to the south of here. The work that's being done is, again, a crew of police officers that have been sent to the landfill to search that area. From the day that this incident was reported, that is one of the things that we quickly took care of, make sure that the trash refuse was secured in such a manner that it could be held until we could search through it. That's just part of our investigative efforts.
Before you were cut off, can you tell me about your father's
At this point, I don't want to get into the family's past in that respect. They are cooperating with us. That cooperation is crucial in these types of investigations. I don't want to say anything and run the risk of hurting that. So
Does
that's
his
the
criminal
reason.
past involve drugs? Can you say yes or no?
I'm just not going to answer that question.
Can you tell us what the dogs picked up on, what scent, and whether it was the search dog or the cadaver dog?
Yeah, unfortunately, no, and I'm sorry. That's again one of those investigative details that we're not prepared to release at this time.
As of 2 hours ago, you said you had not asked the family to do an interview. Have you asked them in the last 2 hours, and did they respond if you did?
Well, we don't make it a part of our protocol to schedule or do those interviews. We'll ask them if they're interested. We help out in facilitating such an interview. I can tell you that they've been asked. I haven't heard back if they're interested in providing interviews to you folks.
Has anybody recommended that they don't come on camera?
No, at least Tucson Police Department or any of the agencies out here, we have not asked them or recommended to them that they not speak to you. That's strictly on them. If they wish to provide a statement, an interview to you folks, by all means, we'll facilitate that and help them along.
Have they showed any interest in looking for her?
Pardon me?
Have they showed any interest in going out and looking for her?
Again, I can't comment on what they've done, and I don't want to speculate on what their interests are at the moment.
So are any family members considered persons of interest?
The chief earlier this morning spoke a couple times at 8 o'clock and at 10 o'clock, and with regards to that particular question, we're not narrowing our scope to any single person of interest. As far as we're concerned, everyone is a person of interest. I know that's pretty broad, but that's why we're treating this investigation that seriously.
According to the county assessor, it looks like there's other family members that may live on this street. Is it the grandparents? And can you tell us if you've spoken to them?
We have spoken to a number of family members. Again, where they live, I don't have that information available to me at the moment, and I'm not so sure if we'd be releasing that at the moment.
So you can't tell us if another family member lives on the street?
No, I cannot.
Did the family take a lie detector test?
Again, Greg, that's one of those investigative details that we can't. I can assure you that we're doing a very thorough, comprehensive investigation. Just if you take a look around, judging by the resources that are being brought to bear, that should give you a good idea of how serious we're investigating this case.
Do we have an idea when or if an Amber Alert will be issued? Excuse me, and what has been issued since then?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up that question. That is a very important question, and it's important to our department to be able to clear the air, so to speak, as it relates to Amber Alert. The chief spoke yesterday about that as well, and we want to make sure you understand that Amber Alert has some really strict criteria related to it, and that is by design, so that people don't lose interest in Amber Alerts by just generating all kinds of Amber Alerts if they don't meet that criteria. And that specific criteria, you have to have some, again, specific information with regards to suspect vehicle, to a particular suspect, something that can be shared with Amber Alert. In this investigation, we have not met that criteria, so therefore no Amber Alert has been issued.
Do you have a time frame, timeline?
No.
Where was the family staying Saturday night? I know they've since been relocated.
The family came back to their residence for a brief period of time. Again, during this time, we've continued our investigation, and detectives have developed some additional details. They felt the need to go back in the home and look into those specific details. As a result, the family has moved elsewhere to allow us to continue to investigate, to obtain a search warrant, go back in the home, and look into those areas.
So from the time the call was made at 8 on Saturday morning, at what point was the family asked to remove from the home?
I don't have actual hours or time frame as to Saturday morning. I can tell you that that's one of the first things that we try to do. Search the home immediately and remove family members, and then secure the home. I'm certain that that was done right away on Saturday morning.
So did they stay there Saturday night?
No, I don't believe Saturday night they stayed there. I believe Sunday late Yesterday evening, they were allowed back in the home.
Are they
So-
staying with family or at a hotel or?
Again, I'm not releasing that information on the family.
As far as the home is concerned, how many bedrooms, square feet is the child's room in the front? Forgive me, you guys have already asked
Yeah.
this question.
I don't know. I don't know the exact square footage or number of residents. I could perhaps try to obtain that information at our follow-up update.
Is the child's room next to the mother's room or the brother's room? Is there a separation?
Again, I don't have that information.
Could you find that for us?
Sure, I'll look into that detail.
Can you say
Yeah.
whether a bedroom window with the screen removed was the definitive point of entry?
Not definitive. I think it was covered this morning that there was a window open, that there was a screen removed. We're
So
not
the
going
window was
to.
open.
We're not going to say definitively that that was the entry or exit point. It's just another component of this investigation.
Can we get the size?
Pardon me?
Is the screen missing?
No,
Was the window left open at night?
I don't have that detail. I don't know if it was open at night. I can tell you it was found to be open.
So the window was open and the screen was somewhere in the front of the house, in the back of the house. Is there room in the front or the
Though
back?
I can just tell you that the screen was removed and the window was open.
But you can't say if she's in the front or the back of the house.
No, I can't say that.
Could we get the size?
We're working on that detail.
Maybe are
Okay.
we still search and rescue mode, or has it shifted to recovery?
No, we're still on this active search and rescue, a broad ground search, and again, not just in this 3-mile wide radius, but certainly wherever the tips take us, that's where we're going to go.
So at this point, you believe she's alive?
At this point, we're hopeful, and we're continuing our efforts in that regard.
Has anybody been interviewed from the school, maybe a potential teacher or teacher? Anything like
Pardon me?
that? Has anybody been interviewed by police at the school, like her teacher, principal, anybody that might know a little bit more about her or something that she said in the past?
Yeah, again, there's been quite a few detectives working on this case, and that's one of the areas that we've been working at. With specific who they talk to or where or how, not absolutely certain. We are covering that angle as well.
Is there an alarm
Okay.
on the house?
Uh,
These look like fairly new homes.
Yeah, again, we're going to wrap it up here really quick, but no, that's another detail that we're not going to release. Okay, and again, I apologize, and I hope you folks understand that we have to be extremely cautious, careful how we treat this investigation. You ask a lot of tough questions, a lot of good questions, obviously, but please bear with us and understand why we have to be cautious in that regard. Okay, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you here in 2 hours, okay?